Hello, survivors, and welcome to the bunker with RSG. We appreciate you guys joining us for this special, well, it's not really special, it's a regular old Friday night in the bunker. But tonight we do have some interesting update discussion. It might be a ranty one, so if the devs are watching, we apologize. It's nothing personal, but it kind of is personal because we love the game, so we're going to rant a bit about some of the things that we didn't like. We'll talk about some of the things we do like about the update, but there's quite a few things that we're a little bit perturbed about. But guys, feel free that anyone that is in the stream talking, please put your questions and your comments. I'm going to try to get better about reading the comments as we're going along, because I told Finn and the guys earlier that I just have not been as active in the game this week due to some work issues and family stuff going on. So I haven't got to play the game a lot. I just updated because I'm on iOS and the update came out 45 minutes ago. I just updated like 2 minutes ago. So I'm kind of going to be looking at this update as we're talking about it. The guys have really delved into it a lot more than me. So I'm just going to be reading chat, pushing the convo along, and cutting them off when they get a little too ranty. But other than that, I think we should have a good stream. I want to welcome all of our guests that are in the chat, but also our panel members and our special guest. First off, we have Delete from 125. We have Finn from 359. And then we have Daedric from 42. And then we also have a special guest. You guys have seen him on the streams a couple times. He's one of my favorite special guests. It's Mako. He's from 125. He's our free-to-play savant along with Finn. Finn is in the new state free-to-play, but Mako is our old state pro at basically free-to-play. And I brought him on because I thought he would love to go ranty on this stream with the whole update and the Plasma Lab stuff. So we'll talk about that a bit later. How you guys doing tonight? Everybody's good? I see Mako's already got his beer going. I got my Bubba keg.
So good it hurts me. Take the edge off of this one.
Mm-hmm. Should be good. We had. I'm gonna do a quick thing to the chat. Crazy Faka. I always think that's a hilarious name. Said, so who else is here to hotbox the bunker with me? It's funny. We also have a question right off the get-go, so we'll save that one for a bit. But thank you, Buzzsaw, for joining in, and Nightmare AO to you. So, guys, the update came up. Let me get my 5K player up. Let me see if it'll.
You go. Totally called it the bumper.
I know I did. Shh. What was the thing that I called it the last time? What did I call it?
Burger.
Burger.
Welcome to the burger. You shield a bird in the burger.
I wanna go get a big Whopper with cheese from that frickin' cheese stand. Where is the cheese platter? Where is it? Where? Someone in the audience. You know what? Okay, you know what? We're gonna do something unique today. Okay. Everyone from the audience tonight, state your favorite cheese in the chat, and we'll see the most popular cheese that people enjoy.
Is it one of
I need
those?
context.
That will be cheese of the day.
I mean, context around cheese.
It depends on what it's on or with.
On a burger. Oh. What is your favorite cheese to be melted in the burger?
Mine's either pepper jack or cheddar. I like both.
Mine is straight Swiss.
On a burger?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Really?
Swiss, or I'm gonna have to go provolone.
Really?
Good choice.
Nightmare says cottage cheese on old women's legs. Gross.
That's
Nightmare.
an awful burger. That makes a very bad burger. There's a lot of bones and skin in that burger.
Stop it.
I mean, you can put all the bread you want. And I mean, honestly, with the shape of the leg, it would be more of a sub than
Stop
a burger. So I don't think that would count.
Durgan said, I think a lot of cheeses are pretty Gouda.
Durgan's going to have a lot of...
That was a pretty cheesy joke, you silly thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the update stuff. So actually, the first thing I want to talk about is the iOS part of the update. I was really upset about how the update was rolled out to different. So all of the Android people got it first, right?
Yeah.
When did it come out for you guys? No, Mako, are you Android?
I'm iOS.
Delete.
I know I got an email or a message in game 2 days ago saying that the iOS wasn't ready yet. So.
And we couldn't update it.
Well, that was for 5.1, right? So I think everyone got 5.0 at the same time. Because my message is for 5.1.
5.0 came out at the same time, and then I got the message for 5.1 saying that wasn't available on iOS yet. And that was, I think, like 5 hours after 0.50.
Oh, yeah.
And I still don't have 5.1.
5.0 was for the gear crafting stuff.
Yeah.
So
they did a lot of updates with that, yeah. And then they released 5.51 and gave the in-game thing that said, collect your stuff and go update. And you click update, and it just goes to the iOS store and says, open.
Yeah, and it wouldn't
Android
update,
got it, so
which is the most frustrating thing to see that package there, and you could not redeem it. It was so annoying.
That's not the worst part is going to be that I have this mail that has that little package icon, but I keep on getting other system messages, so it's not going to be on the main screen, and it's going to tell me to collect all, and there's going to be nothing to collect all, so I'm going to have to scroll down to find it in order to collect it all. That is going to be the worst part.
I mean, yeah. After all the things going on in the world, that is probably the awfulest thing to happen.
It is.
Right now.
It is.
Really. So
I'm a simple man. What do you want from me?
So yeah, so that is the first thing is like that just bugged me that we just now got as iOS users, we just got it. And the thing was, we got this thing that was released that said, we are sorry to inform you that the new update isn't available for iOS users due to App Store review. Hopefully this problem can be solved soon. We appreciate your patience and support. So somebody tell me what that means. Does that mean App Store review did not approve of the update, so the App Store wasn't letting them release it?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Does anybody know why? Does anybody have any
They have a
information?
process. That's pretty much it. They just have a process to go through it. Yeah, go ahead, Delete.
I can guess. I think it seems like there has been a lot of back and forth with people asking for and the success of the game with people asking for discounts or refunds due to prior updates. So they probably are a little bit more stringent on checking the updates for apps that have that issue. So it probably took them a little bit longer time to go ahead and just stamp it. This is okay. That's my guesstimation.
Is that the only thing you think?
In general,
Yeah,
Apple has
because-
a more stringent policy, so.
Yeah,
But
I don't,
mean-
because Google, because like typically Google and Apple kind of operate hand in hand. Like if one's doing it, then the other typically does it. And if they're going to stop it and it's okay on one, then there had to be something there. They had to clear a different department, because I don't think they needed to change anything structurally, because all the original Droid users didn't have to re-update. Like they didn't have to change anything to get the Apple update through. For everyone in the past. So there was no added update. So,
Well, it was just that I know that this is like number 7 in the game store right now. Like they're making a lot of money for Apple. So it was just kind of like there must have been something big that was holding them up to me. Like something like I guess
Must
maybe
have been the Gouda.
yeah.
might have been Gouda.
There was a cheese clog in the pipes.
Yeah.
Maybe they ran into that pirate Monterey Jack.
Possibly. Okay, so do we want to go into, most people have already went into the 1.9.50, but I'll kind of go over this because this was one of the things that I kind of liked. I like the hero gear system as much as I've delved into it. And you guys can actually go into it more, but it was basically fully optimized the hero gear system. They players will have access to the following optimization, which doesn't reduce the attributes of existing gear, does not increase the resources needed for hero gear in different qualities, does not increase the overall cost for full level hero gear. And so they removed total gear crafting, and then they removed the requirement for gear sets, and they changed the materials for different gear type to one common material. And then they improved the display of gear quality, and they split the gear grade, which I'm still looking at the gear grade. I'm trying to figure that out. Optimized gear display interface. So what do you guys feel about the gear update, the hero gear system now? I know in the new states we like it. What?
Yeah. So a couple things with it. So I'm going to reference back to when they did an identical shift with badges, if you remember. So with badges, you had to purchase, it's called mercenary influence now, but you had to purchase specific badge material for the class, and it was identical for hero gear. So they did the same optimization with hero badges, where rather than having to buy material for the class, you just got mercenary influence, which could be used for infantry, hunter, and rider. And so they've done the same thing now with hero gear. It is a consolidation move for ease of access, ease of play, and purchase, and this applies to both free to play and pay to play. The one downside that I see as a major issue is people who had to buy the material for the class. So I'll just use an example with myself. When I was doing badges, I would stock up on a whole bunch of infantry material. So there'd be cases where you ended up with excess of one because of the bundle you bought or whatever the case may be. So right now, I maxed out on badges, but I'm sitting on 2,000 mercenary influence, which is a ton of material. And so the same concept is going to go now for hero gear. Now that they've consolidated the class material into one piece, you're going to have the same thing. People are now going to have an excess of hero gear parts, or not parts, sorry, the class maps that are now consolidated because you're no longer purchasing class specific. So that's the big downside that I see is again, we're back to that backpack issue of now I'm going to have 10,000 of this item that I'm never going to use again. And chief gear, it's the same thing, right? Like Delete and I are sitting on like 6,000 tactical maps, which we're never going to use ever again. So, it's just a lot of dollars just sitting there. If you look at I believe it's the rider, which is the last, if you go into the hero gear menu, it's the last one on the bottom. I've never heard of something referred to as slippers. So, we're talking about a zombie survival badass, and my hero is wearing slippers.
That is the most comfy way to ride an ATV or a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So
don't try that at home.
Right?
Do not
this
try that
this particular piece of feedback, like I honestly really could care less, because at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt the game. Like, it's just the name of something, so I'm not too mortified by it. But just when I saw slippers, I'm going, guys, really? Like, slippers? let's be a bit more creative, right? Because you have like really these really badass names like domineering boots and domineering goggles and
it's
thunder boots and all this other stuff, and then all of a sudden slippers.
It's so comfy though. I mean,
like I'm gonna wear my legendary pajama set and fight zombie hordes.
Trade them in for galoshes.
Yeah.
Lighting slippers.
I think they meant to put lightning. Do you guys think they meant to put lightning? They put lighting, but I think they meant to put lightning. Because
then it sounds a little light in the slippers otherwise, because it's like, that doesn't sound right.
I don't know. When they did it, it was like, okay, that makes sense. But I never went back in and like demolished all of my old gear. Like, so I had like all of my like blue and purple and whatever, and it's just like, this takes forever to just kind of click on each and every one and to like crush them and get your like reserves back, because I don't need the reserves. But then they did the switch, and now all of that's gone, and I was just like, well,
same.
It kind of just took all my stuff, like it just took it.
Yeah, I was kind of saving that like as a rainy day fund in a way.
Right.
Like
if you're
times.
at Capital and you're running low and someone's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I need some more reserves to heal, and I'm not going to go farm at Capital because it will take 19,000 hours just for the march to get to a farm, but now you've got absolutely nothing for it. And then I was one of the people that, like when I bought, it was like I had 16 I finished, and I'm still, it grinds my gears that I didn't actually like map it out and find out exactly how much I needed to begin with. But I had 1,618 hero, they now call them design parts. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Hero gear design parts that I went over what I needed. And then they just made it simpler where you don't have to actually go back and forth from the old screen, because it was like, oh, I've got 44 of this. I need to make 556, and then remember that number to carry it over to transform it into infantry, an infantry design part. So I'm glad that they did it, and they were just like, all right, we got rid of that aspect of the game. But it would be nice to like trade some of this excess waste into something that's tangible.
Somebody said they gave resources for crafting back. I don't see where they did that. Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They might have auto done it and just gave you something in the mail without doing it. I cleaned out all of mine, so I wouldn't have gotten anything. But I think most of the time they do something like that where you get it back. But
yeah, I mean, we mentioned we're on a pretty good streak of mentioning things on stream, and then like a week later, they're like, "Oh, look at that! They cashed this in. Look at that! They cleaned up my my inbox a little bit. The couple of the random things that is like this is unusable, is just not there. I still have my temporary skins that I can't use, and I have a couple of March skins that I can't use in there, because I already have it, and it allowed the game to give it to me again. So those will just be, backpack decorations for quite some time.
Oh, see, look, this is what we're getting so much like weird mail. Like I got it; it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Look at there. Yeah. I thought I would had way more resources than that, to be honest. Still, it's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, they did give it. Okay, good. So.
Considering you wanted it as a rainy day fund, you probably shouldn't have collected that mail. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I get, Finn, do you even know me at all? I just do read and claim all. I do it all the time. I can't stand the bubbles. I can't stand all that stuff.
I'm aware.
And then you'll remember what you got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm complaining that I didn't get anything back, and I apparently got it back.
I'm the same way, Delete. We're just like that.
I just like to complain, damn it.
Where's my res?
We're complaining about little things. I have something little I want to complain about.
Is that the stream we need to talk about that on?
No, that one is big. It's fine. No, the build, that build has a building lock on it, right? So prevent you from moving stuff. Why the hell can you still demolish things when it's locked? That is the most infuriating thing, because you click on something and then you accidentally click demolish. You've locked your entire base and you cannot figure out where the hell you somehow managed to demolish one single little square path. I cannot figure out where the little path got demolished. Don't allow for the ability to demolish when the building lock is on. There we go. That's a little thing. Okay. It has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I was about to say, we have more important fish to fry here.
There is not anything more important than that.
Yes, there is.
You can check that. If you select the entire line, you'll just notice that which line is shorter.
That's because you have one line with an entire line of traffic lights next to it. Mine is not that simple to find where one path is. I have a complex walkway for all of my retreat residents, and it is not easy to find where that one path came from.
And you've only got one person to blame then.
Yes, so, the building lock.
Gosh, these guys. Okay. So, are we all in agreement that we don't mind the hero gear and the hero gear change?
Oh, that one other thing too. The previous gear that we got was restricted by your rank on when you could add it to the heroes. My heroes that were previously uneligible for the highest gear that I had now just auto have it on there. So now it's auto updating it, and you don't have to craft each individual piece. Plus, it gives you that max gear for your entire class.
So especially for the new states, when we have Hero Academy, which that doesn't help the older states, but Hero Academy is pretty bomb in the new states. That is such an amazing feature. And that helps a lot, being able to throw that extra gear on them to really boost up those ones that are in the Hero Academy that you're not investing any really major other stuff to. Yep. That is, I agree. Yeah.
Hey, Venom.
Yeah.
No, Mako, go ahead. I interrupted you.
The only downside I have to the hero gear is they didn't really explain where the correlation was between the old gear and the new gear. So, like, but the previous system I had, whatever the second tier was, I know they said it was confusing with the blue, purple, gold on each tier, but I had second gear maxed all the way out. I was just waiting on some designs to get the first gear of the third tier. But now I'm back to just blue 1-star. Like, is that the same as maxed out second tier before, or is it even weaker now? It is.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah. So the way they operated the system, and it didn't take long to see what they did is when they restructured it, each star level now has a percentage basis on it, and the problem is if you're already maxed out or close to maxed out, like, you're not able to go back and check what all the levels are. But what the system did is it integrated what you were sitting at, matched it with the tier of the new system. So although it seems like you got downgraded, I was in the same position. I had everything purple, tier 3, minus a few tier 3 orange, and it dropped my purple, I think, to 2 stars or 3, but the percentages remain the same as if I still had a maxed out purple piece.
Okay.
They've just reduced now. What I've noticed is they've taken the percentage increments and what you actually upgraded, and they're much smaller. So in normal circumstances, going from a purple piece to an orange, for health category, you would go up 30% as an example. Now each star level is like 3%.
Oh,
so they've just altered your tier.
So he also said set benefits are gone.
They're built into the percentages that Daedric was talking about.
Okay, gotcha. So real quick before we continue on, I saw that Buzzsaw's still here, so I wanted to really quickly give our first code. The first code is Buzzsaw, and I'm only going to leave this up for just a bit because we had some people spreading these codes around and not all of you are getting them. I will flash them up at the end of the stream as well. So everybody that is watching currently right now at this moment, the code is Buzzsaw. Buzzsaw is a longtime viewer. So I think the devs have been listening and Aeth has been listening to some of the streams. So he is throwing him in there. I'm gonna take it off now. So I'm taking it off. I'll throw them both the codes up later on too. If you are a viewer and you missed it, hit me up in one of the hit me or Finn or anybody up into the Discord, and we'll try to get you the code. But there you go, first code. Okay, so now we're into that the only thing that was changed in the 5.0 was just the hero gear. Was there any other hidden updates? Because I know that a lot of the time the stuff that they say is in the update, there's a lot more to it, like rebalancing and the algorithms for the battles, mechanics and stuff. Did we notice anything else in the 5.0?
There were people that were doing a mix of the old new heroes and the new heroes to maximize the skills, because Zach, Ernie, and Jarrett had some pretty solid skills. So there was people out there that were kind of going out there and just using, using Zach and Ernie, and it was actually paying dividends. And then they fixed the glitch, so that no longer really applies. You're not stronger by mixing the new and the new old together anymore. So that was kind of a weird thing because people had there were a bunch of people that had a strategy for capital, and then that strategy had to completely change. Luckily, to exchange a hero happens pretty quickly. I think there is a downtime if you want to switch back, but you can, do it once and kind of get it done. So that was awful. But it is what it is. Battle mechanics have changed in this game so often that, it's tough to keep tabs on.
So I noticed in one of the Discords that somebody was saying that the trap battle mechanics have changed completely, and then the hero, the percentages that you're supposed to use for riders and hunters and all of that has changed again. Has anybody confirmed that, or No, not yet. Okay.
No.
I saw that a couple of times, but I'm not sure. Like I'm very hesitant about saying something's changed until we know for sure when we've tested it or we know someone we trust has tested it. So we'll let you know about that one if there's anything out. Finn's started to make some videos on SOS. He's got some amazing videos out there, and I'm sure he'll come up with some crazy ones about, battle mechanic changes and what's the newest and updated.
If I can start getting into like a test environment and start doing these things, yeah, I'll start asparagising all over the place to get us some stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're going to be amazing. So just stay tuned for those. He also does some streaming on Twitch. Are you doing it on Twitch or YouTube, Finn?
Twitch
live
is
streaming.
where I've been.
Some Twitch live streaming, some of the traps and stuff like that, little things like that, especially for beginners that aren't really sure on how to do some of these things. It always is helpful to see
Come watch Delete and nub it up.
Yeah, Delete in 359. He's the nub there. So
He is. Freaking said T1 troops into our trap.
Pro noob. Right here in
well,
359.
RSG, that's what we are. We're pro
He said
nubs.
like an equalized march into trap.
Oh, yeah. I
That
want
was,
to see
you know
if
why?
that
He was
guy can,
probably managing 2 traps or 2 battles going on at once. So
No,
he
he
was
had
flipping
all
back
of
and
his
forth.
troops in a garrison. He said, these are all the troops I have, and then said, oh, wait, my troops have been in a garrison for like 2 weeks. That's It's been
I
one
will
of our
tell you.
centers.
I will tell you exactly what it is. In 125, I am R5, and it is a lot. It is a lot of work.
Mhm.
And to be on top of 99 completely different personalities and just like what everyone's doing, who's going to be what, who's drinking, who's not drinking, who's going to be on, who's not going to be on. When I go to 359, it is like this.
I'm just sending
Going
whatever.
on? Who's doing trap? Do you need me to set? What am I putting in? What's going on? I get to ask.
Even when
all
we
these
tell you to
ridiculous
set, you don't
questions.
set correctly.
See?
And he
See
doesn't
how
care.
it is? It is so nice.
It is
It
nice.
is so nice.
I keep
to
trying to
get
get
in the
Mako to
game
come
and
just
be
for
like,
that reason too.
I am gonna specifically crap the bed in
I
359.
would love for Mako. I would love for Daedric. I would die for Daedric to come to 359, but he will never do it. But he would just enjoy it. Just that whole like willy-nilly. We're just playing for fun there. It's so much fun. It's just easy.
It is so great.
Nothing.
I would go to 359 and become a whale spender. Just for
Nice.
fun.
Just to contradict what you're doing in 125. Do it. Do it.
There's definitely a couple. I mean, there's a couple players in 359, and I'm like, wow, you're kind of strong, but you kind of built yourself kind of wonky, So,
Oh yeah. Oh no, I agree.
you came in
100%.
there, and it's like deals are just starting to come in 359, so it's just like, do I do it? Do I do it? And I'm not. And I'm totally not.
No, don't.
Totally
You're
not.
too needed in 125. If you start doing it there, it'll be kind of this torn feeling of investment in both
Nikki.
places.
Yeah,
Nikki's
I
like
can't.
spies, though.
Spies.
Nikki, we already have spies in 359. It's fine. We're not worried about them. We have the message that McVenom always puts. What is your message, McVenom?
I'm like, it's usually something like, welcome, make sure to donate, change your name. We don't care if you're a spy as long as you donate and you contribute to all the events. I don't really care if you're a spy. I don't.
Nikki.
She can't stand it. She can't stand my little message. She's like, we do care if they're spies. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't care. What are they gonna know that we don't? That they probably don't already know. It's fine.
These spies could be really cool. You could just point. You could just like post, which bunkers and facilities you're doing in state chat.
Oh yeah.
like,
You give them false
donate 100.
information.
Join trap and donate 100 cells as soon as it's over, so nobody gets anything.
Oh,
You could
now
do all
no,
kinds
stop
of
that.
stuff
You
with
know
that.
that's my pet peeve. I can't stand that. That would drive me bananas.
If I was a spy, I'd be learning Grandma's secret cookbook recipes.
You should talk to Nightmare because he likes to have cheese on his grandma legs.
Gross.
Cottage cheese, apparently.
Okay.
Cottage cheese.
Full circle.
Okay.
Full circle.
Where did we even get into this combo? I think we were talking about Finn and videos and blah, 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 and streaming. So, okay. So now
Well, before you asked about 50 and the updates, right?
yeah.
So the Hero Precinct update did happen in 50 because I had it and didn't have 51 on iOS.
Okay. So let's talk about that
So-
real quick.
So this is something for the newer states. And I saw this and I basically like flipped my lid because this is like one of my favorite updates that they did. So in the newer states, in the hero precinct, you have
Right
the hero
here.
training area. So for those of you that are not familiar, especially in the older states, I know you guys don't have this. The way the hero training area works is that you basically have to level up 3 heroes, and the lowest of your top 3 leveled heroes carries over to every hero that you put in your hero training area.
Voila.
Which
Just like that.
ultimately can be at HQ 30, 15 heroes. So it's still not every hero, but it's a large number of heroes, and you could go ahead and start adding levels to it. Well, what they added now is a level reset.
This.
So you can now reset the level of your hero back down to level 1, and it will give you back the XP that you got on that character in XP books, so then you can spend it on your other heroes, which to me is
Boom.
huge because
else?
there is a lot of different things that you can do. So for me right now, I only have 3 heroes leveled, right? I have my Sarge, I have my Rusty, and I have my Ghost because they're the easiest ones to get to General, and that means I can get them to level 80. And right now they're all level 74 after I reset all of their levels.
Wait, Finn, before I start doing this, does it give you equal amounts? Like you don't get like a lesser amount or anything?
No, you
right?
get like all of your
Completely.
XP back. Yeah.
So you could
You
just
get all of your
add
XP
more
back.
and reset them and add them and reset them. There's not like a
So-
limit?
As you reset on the individual hero, there is a cooldown timer on it. So you can't just reset it again immediately. So, for example, I have Travis as a hero that I put in every single mission that I do, right? Whether it's for stamina or whether it's for bread. But in the bread missions and then the explorer stamina missions, all of the characters or all the heroes that you use gain XP. So as Travis gains XP from the explorer missions, I can then reset him and get all of that XP back. But
So you're making
it resets
XP.
it. So you're basically making XP that way by using Travis. And even though like I'm focusing on Sarge, Rusty, and Ghost, Sarge and Rusty are getting their XP from the mission. Ghost is not because I have to use Travis. But now I can funnel Travis by resetting him and putting it back into Ghost.
So you take whatever's you have on Travis, you hero reset, put those
Yes.
books back onto Ghost, and then you use Travis in your hero in your explorers where you're already going to get XP.
Exactly. Now,
That's
my Travis is on a cooldown now if I do it too quickly. So the last time I did it, because I was just testing, and I think he only got to like level 9, and I reset him because he was much higher. I reset him. I spread the XP books out and everything. Then I reset that. I reset Travis, and I saw that there was like I think like a 15-hour cooldown or something on my Travis. So I'm gonna collect him a little bit longer before I reset him to add it to Ghost. But that's the new level reset. Nikki's asking where that is. That is in your hero training area.
So when you go to
So-
hero training, this
Yep.
this little button over to the bottom left, that's
Yep.
the level reset.
So what everyone should do in a newer state, and I don't understand why McVenom doesn't have it, fill up your hero training area. There's no reason not to.
I just took them. I was playing with it last night and I fell asleep with the phone. It hit me in the face. I was like,
Okay.
the phone hit me in the face as I was trying to like take them
Yeah.
out and kind of play with how I'm going to do this. Because to be honest, this is still something that I am still learning as I go along. Like you can tell how much books I put into people randomly, kind of like figuring out who I need to level and who I don't. Now I know I don't need to level but 3. I need to level 3.
Yep.
And
Yep.
those are my top 3. So that's what I was doing. So this actually comes at a perfect time for me to kind of like reset all this and know who my 3 are going to be focused in.
Yep.
Because I honestly want to use. I have my girls, my 3 new girls up. I just need books. I need to level them up. So, and I need skill books too.
Wait. You're not putting books on them, are you?
Well,
No.
that's what I'm
No.
thinking.
You put the books on Sarge,
the
Rusty,
cheapest ones. The
and
cheapest
Ghost.
ones.
The cheapest ones to get to
Okay.
General to unlock level 80.
Okay,
That's
so
all
I
you
think
need.
this is what I was confused about. I was thinking that I needed to have them leveled to put my skill books on.
Nope.
and you don't.
Skill books are based on rank, and
I
you
don't
can
know
still
why
rank
I
up.
thought I
when
needed to
they're
have
in
them
hero
leveled to
training.
put my skill books on, because I would pull them out of the training and put my skill books on, thinking that I don't know what I was thinking, but so that's a good tip right there. You use the ones that are easiest to level, and the rest of them keep them low and keep them in the training area.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had them
And then
all
what
in
you
there.
can do is so here's the really neat part about this now with the way that this is structured is eventually, right, when you have those three heroes, right, Sarge, Rusty, and Ghost as your main ones, all of your other main heroes are going to be inside of the training area. So you'll just continue to use them at level 80. You just rank them up, you're good. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where 15 heroes isn't going to be everything, right? But Rusty and Ghost may fade away. So all you have to do, level reset them, take out like whoever it is. I don't know who the Gen 4 and 5 are, so I'm going to go with 3 because that's the only one I'm familiar with. You take out Ash, you reset Rusty, you load up Ash straight up to level 80. You've now freed up a hero training slot for whoever it is, the Gen 6 or the 7.
Good, and you
right?
just take her out of the training slot and you put in your new one.
And if
Very
you're ever
clever.
wondering whether or not like you have too much XP or if you don't have XP to take somebody to level 80, take Rusty now, who doesn't need to be in your hero precinct area because he just needs to be ranked up potentially, right? You can take him up to level 80, and if he's good, reset him, drop it onto the next one that you need. And you can keep a constant cycle of actual level 80s along with your hero training level 80s.
So for Nikki, I know it. To me, I'm the same way. For some reason, this hero precinct is just the academy just confuses.
I'm going to make a video on it. That's the next one after
Finn's going to make a video
on.
of it, and I might even actually, if we have time, get him to kind of walk me through this and tell me which ones I should go ahead and do now. Like what I should do right now. Should I take all of my XP off of everybody and then reset?
Take your XP off of everybody except for Sarge, Rusty, and Ghost. Rank up Sarge. Don't do it yet because we have SVS coming, so you can do it in the event to get your rewards. So wait. No. You can don't rank up. Don't frag up. You can reset your stuff.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
Gosh, I'm
But
like I've already started doing half of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Don't rank up because we have the SVS coming, right? And it's the second phase of SVS is going to be your hero frags. So you may as well rank up your Sarge, your Rusty, and your Ghost, get them all the way up to General, right? And then get all of them to like the same level, whoever is the highest, and then just in sequence level them all up. Keep them at basically the same level and raise them all up with all of your XP.
So this is what I want. I want these three here, and then I'm going to put all of my other ones in here, but I'm going to level up. I'm going to take and put all of my stuff
XP
into them.
Sarge, Rusty, and Ghost.
And
Exactly.
get them as high as I possibly can and put all of
You
my
can do
other
that right
heroes.
now. You can spend your XP on them now. Don't rank them up. So you're going to be capped out by whatever their rank is, right? But once the event comes, then you frag up, and then you go ahead and level them up to however high you can get at equal.
I need to get them, yeah, kind of.
You do not need XP books, Nikki, for Maddie. Because you put Maddie in the training area, she automatically gains the level. You do not need XP in the new states. That's the big difference between the new states and the old states. So for just clarification, for those of you guys that aren't familiar with it, the older states don't have the hero training area. So you need to level up all of the heroes so they don't have this benefit that we have in this newer state. In the newer states, we only have to level 3 heroes because leveling only applies to your military stats, which are your health, attack, and defense, which I checked. You do get the benefit of the hero training area to those stats as if you are level to whatever is there, and the march capacity increase. And you do get the benefits of the march capacity increase. There is no other benefit to the XP. So you do not need XP in order to get your skills or anything. That is all based on your ranks. And your ranks are going to be that. You're saying Maddie is one of your instructors. Maddie is only one of your instructors because she is one of your top 3 leveled heroes.
Yeah.
You change that.
It's
you
the
make
level,
it to the heroes.
It's the level number that creates your heroes. It's the bottom of your top 3. So if your top 3s are 65, 64, and 63, all of your heroes will be 63 that you have in the hero training.
Yep, and it does not matter who it is. So all you want is your 3 fastest heroes to general as your 3 instructors. That is what you're aiming for. So you're putting your XP books into your fastest 3 general heroes. Rusty and Ghost are the easy ones because you're going to gain a ton of the rare frags and you're gaining a ton of their specific frags. You can get both of them to general like that.
Oh my gosh!
Right? So they're going to be the easiest ones.
So right now, my highest now is at 68. I mean 60. My all of my people are at 60 now level because Ghost, and I just haven't fragged Ghost up yet. Once I frag them up, then I could get them up to probably 65, 67 easily. Yay!
Yeah, all of mine are right now 74. That's what I'm saying. So you can easily boost up all of your heroes. Like the hero training area is huge for this. So Nikki, reset Maddie, and level up Rusty. Make Sarge, Rusty, and Ghost your top 3 because those are the easiest ones to general. Unless you like wailed out on one of them and you can replace one of them, that's fine. But whichever are your 3 fastest heroes to general, level those up. That is what you're aiming for. So then you go ahead and you work on the other ones. So
okay, that's pretty cool. That is honestly well done on that upgrade. That update was a very cool update because that allows a lot of maneuverability between your heroes for the people that have invested a lot with these books. That was what was holding me up on a lot of my hero stuff, was the books, not being able to, like figure out how to get them up higher and stuff. So that's good. Finn, you need to put out that video because that'll help a lot of people.
Yeah. And this was something they didn't have in the notes. So I was like, I saw this. I was like, wait, what the hell is this? What is this level reset? So I tried it with like my Basil, I think, who I got to like level 16. And again, another benefit, by the way, to this, there is usually that research mission where it's like upgrade a hero, right? So you can now upgrade with your skill, with your like XP books and everything. So all you have to do is
remove
you level
it
them up,
and put it back on,
reset it. You can reset it and not have to waste like extra XP books. So you're not like, because I was investing XP books in like Candy and Basil because they require the least amount of XP. So I could save books for like my main heroes. But now I can just reset them. So it's not like it's lost when I put it on there. So it's huge help.
You know what else? It takes off all your chief. Look at all my chief things that are getting hit. For all of those, upgrading all your heroes to this and, you know.
Yeah, because all of because now you're getting the higher level heroes, which is what you need for the stuff. Yep.
Somebody said, did I just open the wrong video? Is this rocket science? No, this is just Finn. This is Finn doing his little thing. Mako does the same thing when he gets into all of his plasma breakdown stuff too. Yeah, it gives me a headache. I just say, tell me why and how, and I'll do it. Nikki just got it. Yes, she's going to be boss right now, so that's good.
We suddenly have
like,
in 359 RSG so a bunch of high level heroes just scattered around.
Yeah, we just shot up way up the leaderboard right there.
Heck yeah. All right, so good information. So I did enjoy that. Daedric's gone. He's not in 350. He's not in any newer states, so he probably got bored and left. But
yeah, we are now at the point, by the way, where there are more newer states than there are older.
Yeah, more people are into the newer states. They have this. Any of our information applies to more people in new states than it does ever. And then, I mean.
Yeah, we are over officially 500 states now.
That's
like
crazy.
I think we're at 507 or something like right now. So yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, let me actually look what number we're at. We are currently at where's the maximum state? Oh yeah, I know where I can find it.
Jeremy said, I'd rather just grind 80,000 Explorer missions for 1,000 EXP books and then uninstall SOS.
I have done so many Explorer challenges for Throwdown this time, it's not even funny. Just burn them through bread.
I can't imagine. So,
what is it? What's the event? The event that you get the skins. You get the, you'll get, the, the piece
to exchange for skins?
Explorer missions. Yeah. No, for where you're the top 10, you get the permanent skin for the HQ.
Yeah.
It'll take me 2 days of basically grinding out Explorer missions to maximize how many of the little pieces you get to, max that out. The only things that you can't max out in that is going to be using biocaps and using speed ups. So everything else on that you can max out. So you can really boost it up if you really want to.
I want to clarify, Letty, who is also she's a fairly new viewer, and she's in the RSG Discord, so I just love Letty. She's so much fun. We played Among Us with her. She's a great girl.
Oh, yeah.
New viewer, and we appreciate you being in, Letty. But she said up only the level, right, or the rank too. You actually, for the only three, for the three that you're doing, you have to do the level, but you have to rank them up to level up to a certain point too, though. So
yeah, you can only get level 80 once you get general.
Yeah, so you have to rank them up, but what he was saying was to hold off on your ranking up for an event that you're going to actually get credit for those. You don't ever do anything unless you're getting credit for it, to be honest, in this game.
Correct.
If you're playing strategically. And I think Mako's the one who told me that really early on in the game. Don't do anything unless it's for some event that you're getting something for it.
And if you can string 2 or 3 events together, hit them all in one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The game will force you, and it'll like trick you into being like, I do it right now. I've got a better shot at capital and bunkers and facilities. You know, but if that's not like a key,
be one. Yeah.
If that's not like a key for you, then wait. You know, wait. So this way, everything that you put into the game, you get something back.
Mm-hmm.
So something else. I don't know if this is what Letty is addressing, but I know this question has come up too. The heroes that you put into the hero training area are going to take the level of your lowest the lowest of your top 3 leveled hero, regardless of their rank. So they could be ranked at like cadet, but if you have a level 80 instructor, they are going to get level 80. They are not going to be capped out based on their rank. So they're only going to be capped out once they come out of the hero training area. So you'll see like in McVenom's, like she can have whatever low rank heroes that she wants. They're all still going to get level 60, regardless of what it is. So that is a really nice benefit of the hero training area.
I wish we had this in old states. It would be kind of a game changer for a lot of us players that don't spend money. That really would be a game changer. Because, you know, especially for someone like Mako who just grinds out those XP. I mean, resetting. Could you imagine resetting some of your heroes? And just being able to put them all into 3?
What I'm wondering though is, and I'm curious, and I don't know if there's any way to figure this out, is if we're getting less XP books as a result of this system versus you guys, like because you have to actually XP up all of your heroes, are you guys actually getting more XP books and we're getting less because we only have to focus on the 3, or are we still getting them at the same rate? I have no point of comparison, but I know
I would assume you guys are getting them at the same rate, because I think it was like stream 17 or something when you said you guys weren't getting a whole lot of stamina. We get stamina up the butt in 125. I think I checked today, I burned through 50 stamina, and I'm still at 1,900 stamina items.
We get stamina, right? But we get stamina differently than you guys. I think the difference is we get it directly into our bar. We don't get it in the canned form that we can cash in later. So I'm still getting like 3 hope supplies every day, every 8 hours of 80 stamina, but it just goes directly into my bar. So I'm always like emptying my bar, getting that 80, spending it again, so I'm not losing it. You guys get it continually in your backpack, which makes it so that you can just kind of spend it all. So I don't know if is that the same amount you guys are getting in terms of cans? Is it 80 every 3 hours or every 8 hours? Sorry, 8. We're getting 80 stamina and 40 bread every 8 hours from the last hope supplies or whatever they're called.
I want to say it's even more than that.
Yeah, I feel like we get more.
Okay, then you guys might be getting more. We're getting for sure 80 and 40 because I've been monitoring that for sure.
So like 359 in the newer states get a lot more caps for free, it seems.
So Leo, I have a quick clarifying question. There's still some questions about this. Letty says, but they will have the power of level 80. That's crazy. And Leo's saying, no, they don't do military stats for that, and you need to upgrade hero level. But I think it only affects your match capacity.
Sorry. No, so your level, regardless of whether or not it's in the hero training area or not, affects 3 things. And I think I said military before. I had it backwards. It ups your explorer stats, which are the health, the attack, and the defense. So you do get those benefits from the hero training area, which is the exact same as leveling. And the other thing you would get from leveling is your march capacity. That's the military stat that you get. even if you level it outside of the hero training area, those are the 4 things that up with your level, and you get all 4 of those from the hero training area. All the other military stats are from your frags, and you can rank up while they're in the hero training area. You cannot level them up while they're inside the hero training area. You have to pull them out, then add the XP books, and then put them back in if you want to do that. But the level affects those 4 stats, and you get all 4. You get all 4 as a result of the hero training area. So there is nothing that you are not getting from the hero training area that you would get from doing the XP. The only difference is it's taking up a slot in that hero training area, but that's what it's for.
Yeah. The leveling, the ranking up, that's a completely different thing, and you still would want to rank up to get them stronger. The leveling up is different. Mm-hmm. As Finn said, it only affects those things. Yep. Okay. So we went over that. That's cool. We do like that. We like the hero gear. It's we're on the fence about a couple things about it, but on the whole, I don't mind the new hero gear change. I think it seems a lot easier. And I saw somewhere where someone said that the long game, it's much better that they switch to hero gear this way, as far as like for free to play and regular players or spenders trying to gear up. That this is much better.
Well, it's going to be easier for free to play who are stuck with like joining rallies and you want to specialize in infantry. Now you can bust all your hero gear into your infantry heroes and boost your infantry and not have to worry about riders and hunters, which is probably what I'm going to do because everything is infantry based right now. So I'm just going to buff everything in my brawlers and get all those buffs to infantry health and stuff. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'll be able to join a rally and be relevant again. So
yeah, maybe. Okay.
The other.
Go ahead.
Venom, do you have the hero thing? I'm gonna since we have it on stream, if any of the devs are watching, because I think I have a bug on mine, and I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to replicate it. I think you are. If you go into the hero gear area, right, the hero gear screen, mm-hmm. right, in whichever gear you're on, you'll see that you're on one of the pieces, right, and then on the left side there's an arrow with one piece, and on the right side there's an arrow with another piece.
Piece. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and click on one of them. Mm-hmm. Does the correct piece show up that you just clicked on? I'm getting the opposite piece.
Oh, no, yeah, it's opposite.
Yeah.
So if I click the right side to the boots, it gives me the goggles.
It gives you the one on the other side. Yeah. They're like inverted. I noticed this when I was doing this earlier, so I'll just mention it as like a little bug. The arrows and everything are reversed.
That's crazy.
It's going in the wrong direction. So just a little bug if you guys are doing this, because I was trying to like go through the right gear. I'm like, wait. I was supposed to go to shoes. Why the hell is it giving me this piece? And I have to press it again to get to the correct one. So, it is reversed in that screen for now. Hopefully they'll fix that. But yep.
Hey, did we get a new member? Cool. Okay. So now on to the other parts of the update. So now we're on to you said the Academy was in 5.0, right? But now we're into 5.51,
yeah.
0.51. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what they said in 0.51, now I've got to get to it. I've got all these hero update things. 5.1, it says, this is what they said was in the update. The update content for version 1.9.51 is followed. Fix message overlapping issues, improve the experience of chat box. Rally info can be fully shown now and fixed a bug that would cause login issues. This is what they said they fixed. This is my big, huge problem. There was not full disclosure about all the things that were released in the update. All the changes. Like, why wouldn't you give the information about all the changes so at least we could say it's not like okay, I can read this through and say this is what it is and talk about it. But like just coming across this plasma lab and being like, hey, something's different here. I only knew it because I was saving up for the plasma lab. Like, I don't have plasma lab where I can show you here on this state, but I was saving up for the plasma lab to get to that 30 and saved them over from the last time. And now they changed them to 50. Like, what the F, dudes? But anyway, before I'll let Mako get into that too, but what else was changed on this that's not announced on here, guys? Anything other than the Plasma Lab? Was there something else?
Well, Plasma Lab was 50 also, wasn't it? Or was Plasma Lab 51? It was 51?
No. It's okay. 51, yeah. Plasma was 51.
Well, who knows? Because it wasn't open until last night, which is when I
Right. It
found
could have been on 50. That's true. Okay, we'll let you go ahead and talk about Plasma Lab, and then we'll talk about the rest of it. Actually, I'll switch accounts so you guys can see Plasma Lab.
Worst update ever. It literally proves that the devs don't really care about anybody who spends less than $200 a month. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So, anybody who doesn't know, we broke this down episode 25, I think, when the first one I ever appeared on. So here is all of my notes that I did spend comparing last night. So there are 5 different packs you can choose from for Plasma Lab. Simple, 4 coils. Common, 50 coils. Uncommon is 100 coils. Rare is 200 coils. And Epic is 500 coils. So those are your 5 choices on the current Plasma Lab. What they used to be before: Simple was 4 coils. Common was 30 coils. Uncommon was 60 coils. Rare was 120 coils. And Epic was 300 coils. So they pretty much almost doubled all of your coils except for Simple. Do not get Simple. Simple is a waste of time.
Well, I just went through all my simples in a rage. Just because I wanted to see how many you only get, and they max you out too at what?
They have 5. You get 5 simple cores, and then I think 1 of everything else. So, if you want some comparison, Simple stays the exact same as before. They didn't change anything. Any rewards you get for redeeming that. If you go to Common, which I didn't recommend before, but you used to get 1 plasma crate, 35 plasma cores, 510k food, 510k wood, 110k metal, and I think 35 10k gas. Now you're getting the same crate, the same plasma. You're getting 2,500 biocaps. You're getting 3 legendary badges. You're getting an epic map. You're now getting 938 10k food, so basically double food, double wood, double metal, and double the gas. The problem is, who the F needs epic search maps? Seriously? The only thing you get out of epic search maps at this point in the game for anybody in the older states is possibly a Nicola fragment or a Maddie fragment if you don't have them up. And that's 1 every 5 to 1 every 10 for Nicola. Otherwise, you get resources, you get freaking hero books or speed up books, and you get badges. Yeah. Why do we need legendary badges?
We don't.
After Gen 4, you don't even need really any badges to level or skill books to level anything up because they get automatically upgraded. So epic search maps are pretty much worthless. What you do get is blue hero fragments. Everybody's got them maxed from here level state 200 down. You get Sarge fragments, you get Chef fragments, you get Mike fragments, you get Jane fragments, and you get Eva fragments. You get those in intel missions. There is nothing special for maps whatsoever. So why would you change and give us maps and badges that nobody really needs? You know what we really needed? We really needed those VIP points that free-to-play can't get. I have been stuck at 500 VIP points every day I log in since day 30. I am at 265 days of logged in. I just got to VIP 7 last week Thursday. I will never get to VIP 8 if you keep giving me 500 points and it takes 47,000 to get to VIP 8. It is a waste of my time. I was looking forward to the Plasma Lab because you get VIP points for free, basically. Now you don't even get those. You get biocaps. 2,500 for that. 50 coils used to cost 30. So if you go back to the Plasma Lab that I talked about last time, I recommended that you get the uncommon bundle. It cost 60 plasma coils before. Now it costs 100. You get 2 plasma crates, same as before. You get 70 plasma cores, same as before. Now you get 5,000 biocaps. Woohoo! That's 1 throwdown mission for the least amount of points at 100 points. You get 6 gold badges that you didn't get before. Again, who really cares? You also get 2 epic maps. Also, you get 1 of those every single day for completing your daily missions. Now you're getting 1,800 10,000 food and wood. You used to get 1,000. Again, that's double food and wood. I'm sitting on, I don't know, almost 1 billion food and wood because I log in, I farm for dailies. That's about it. You get 375 10K metal. You used to get 200. Now you get 94 10K gas items. You used to get 47, I think. And you used to get 40 100 VIP points. Those are non-existent now. So, again, it stays the same. Everything doubles. Your best bet is still the 100 coils, which is going to take forever to get because they also, on top of nerfing your rewards, nerfed how much plasma you get every time. So instead of getting 20 every plasma lab, you can only get 15 unless you buy. Because they went from giving you 10 at 5,000 biocaps to giving you 5 at 2,500 biocaps. So now you have nerfed it even more, where I'm only getting 15 every, plasma lab 2 weeks, once a month. Getting 15 a time, and I've got to get to 100 with that. That's at least 7 months worth of plasma labs. It's just ridiculous, and it's a waste of time because the only way you want plasma now is you do daily or you buy it. And it literally is a slap to the face for anybody who doesn't want to spend the money to get it, and kind of a waste of time now. And I said it in our Discord last night. I was like, what's the point of even trying? I'm never going to get to plasma 3 at this rate. They just move the bar farther and farther. It's like that dog with the bone on a stick on a treadmill. He's never going to freaking get it.
Yeah, but now they just put it so far out of reach. That's the whole thing. It's like it was hard enough to get plasma if you were free to play before, but now they've made it to where it's like virtually impossible. Like,
and I can
you have to play for 5 years to get, enough to do this.
Yeah, and I can see where the devs might have said, okay, we gave you guys the plasma crates. That's a lot of plasma in there. But it's a chance. It's a roll of the dice from 5 to 200.
That's my other question is about the drop rates. Did the drop rates change at all either? Because I saw somebody mention somewhere the drop rates look different because the drop rates on the skins were reduced as well. So the skin drop rates on some of those crates were reduced. Did they reduce the drop rates on these crates is my question, but I don't remember what the drop rates were.
I don't think they ever disclosed them. I know when we talked, because I had to watch the stream to get the stats for Plasma Lab last time, and Delete said he got 2 crates at 200, and then a crate at like 75 or something. And I know I stated on there I had opened 2 crates by that time. One was 75 and one was like 35. I got 2 more last Plasma Lab, and I got 5 and 5. Really, really cool for 2 plasma crates where you have a chance to get from 5 to 200. And I got 10 total.
Well, now the 200 plasma core is a 54% chance right now. So, I mean, I don't know what they were before. I'd be interesting to know if anybody else had checked this. I don't know if they even had the stats on there or not. I just never really noticed the plasma crate stat drop rate, but I did notice it this time. I was like, wait. That would have been interesting if they changed it. And I'm sorry, you were saying something else too about how to get, you would never be able to get it. Like, this is just insane.
Yeah, VIP store. I mean, they need to revamp the market stall, where you can trade your reserves for something of use, whether it be VIP points or plasma, anything to reward the people that are like investing their time in the game, because that's not easy, it's not something to be taken for granted. And it's something that people that like games typically reward better than that. Like you can catch people that pay if you play longer. And now, we're up to 5 levels of plasma, and we've got a player that has broken it down, to a science, and is now ready to give up and be like, I'll never make it to 3.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
Well, the whole point
you can't destroy those players because your game dies.
Yeah, the benefit of being a spender, as Finn has said before, should be time. This spending money should not give you like a complete imbalance of overpowering where nobody else should ever be able to catch up with you. It's supposed to give you a time buff, a buff in power for a set amount of time before everybody else can catch up. So you get that head start. So, or cool looking things. You know what I'm saying? Those should be the benefits of it. And giving the other things, like you said, the plasma, the VIP, all of those things, giving them to people that are not going to get that time buff, but they're putting the effort and the energy in where they're playing all day long. They should get to be able to get to that level eventually. And the people that are spending, they don't have to work as hard because they spent, so they get it thrown right at them immediately. That's the whole play off of spender versus non-spender. But I feel like they've kind of like just taken that away when you make it impossible. Like anytime you make something impossible, you give up a reason to play. You're taking away a reason to try anymore. And I just think that's kind of a silly thing to do.
Yeah, it just doesn't. The math on it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Why do it now? Why make plasma cores tougher to get now? And I guess they've increased the frequency of pay to play purchases. Now it's like you open up the store today and it's like, okay, custom crates. You get crates of choice. You get plasma lab. You get there are so many things to buy it. But yeah, that's great to buy it, but you're not giving away for people that don't spend, like you said, under $200 a month to ever catch a giant player. And that's no good.
Well,
it's no good.
Bringing up
Mako's not saying make it easy. He's not saying make it easy.
Even care. I don't even want to catch the top players. Just give me a way that's not going to take me 5 years to get back into relevancy.
To be able to join a rally.
We talked about it last stream.
Yeah.
We worked so hard to get to 1-star plasma, and now we're obsolete again. Completely. And they're making it twice as hard for us to become 2-star and 3-star, which is relevant now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what the solution is, but I think they should start with getting rid of the obsolete stuff. We don't need blue hero fragments in searches. Get rid of them and put in the Gen 2 heroes, Gen 3 heroes. Nobody uses them. They're not going to give free-to-play an advantage, but it's going to give somebody more than an epic hero. Like if I could get Wolf and he'll be better than my chef, I would do it. Or Nikola, I don't care. But you can only get Maddie fragments and Nikola fragments in the epic search maps, and you only get those 1 every 5 searches maybe, and 1 every 10 for Nikola. And then if you hit the 100% crate, you get one or the other, I think. It's random. But
yeah.
Still, I mean, I've had Nikola since the first Survival of the Fittest in State V, or 125. I think that was in March. And he still isn't even above 1 star. He's not even to Lieutenant Colonel. That's how infrequent you get the fragments.
Yeah.
The other thing too is, sorry, I was just gonna say, you guys are bringing up, I think, the bigger issue with all of this, because here's just my perspective on it, because we don't have plasma layup in 359, right? So this won't be a problem for 359 because we don't know any different, right? We've said it before. The biggest problem is when you take something away from players. Right? This is literally taking away the way that you guys have been accustomed to getting Plasma Lab. You give players a set scenario, players will find a way to work either with it, around it, whatever it is, they will work with that system, just like Mako has been doing, right? Mako figured out with whatever system it is, how to optimize it, how to best try to get to that final destination, regardless of how long it's going to take, he's trying to optimize it. You've now taken that away and delayed it even more. Right, 359, we're not going to know any better, potentially. This is all we're going to have, so this is all we have to plan with. So when I get to this point, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to optimize with this. I never saw the 60 coils. It's always going to be the 100 coils. So it is what it is. But what you've done is effectively made it worse for all of your older players, right, which is currently the population that has maybe the biggest kind of discontent right now, right? Because we're always talking about how some of the states are imbalanced. We're talking about merging, the general fact that free to play are falling way behind the pay to play and they're not relevant and they're button pushers for the helps. There's all these things going on with the new states or the older states. You made it more difficult by literally pulling something away from them. That is something that you should never
Never take away what they already
Never
had.
take anything away from players. You always find a way either to create a new system for it, or you actually make it better for them because you realize that it's been too difficult.
Yeah.
Yep. So they have made kind of, in all honesty, the cardinal sin of gaming, which is that you took something away from the players, right? They knew something, they had it set up, you've now made it more difficult. You've taken away their system of doing things. It's a bad precedent to set with these kind of things, that you're going to be doing this. So yeah, this is not a good move on their part.
So the thing that we haven't discussed yet too, that was in the PTR, is the research lab that we don't have, but like Delete can tell you right now, it is insanely expensive, and you're going to need cores for that as well. And that is even going to, like, when Mako sees that, it's going to be like, I mean, we have absolutely zero chance to play in 125 once that really takes off and starts hitting and people actually invest in that. Like, we might as well move down to the Sister Alliance at that point, because we will not be able to we will not be able to join anything. At that point, I will probably be moving to 359 permanently until we have that happen to us. But honestly, we probably won't. We'll probably stay in our rank 20 and be completely happy doing our little things and enjoying it and making videos and stuff. But 125, I don't know where we would have a place. You know? Like, how would we have a place when everybody's got these research labs all like jacked up? Like, I don't know, Delete, are you even going to do that? Are you even going to invest in the research lab with that expensive?
No. I mean, the largest reason why I wouldn't do it is the life of the game in 125 is starting to basically come to an end. You know, there are 3 active alliances, and the rest of the alliances there are, 4 and 5 and maybe 6 are, still kind of kicking around and looking for bunkers that, like, we'll just leave them that one bunker. Because no one really wants to fight for advanced relocators or anything like that, or something really random. So the life of the game is already at an end. So why am I going to spend to fight, with these 3 people over and over and over again? It's fun right now because we have our own little in game that we're doing. That's pretty fun. But to ask me to invest in 46,000 plasma cores and another 12,000 hours of research.
Is it that fun? Yeah.
Like, why would I do that? So this way, if I accidentally send, Rusty, Ghost, and Jane at someone, I completely destroy their whole base with 140,000 losses, with the T11 troops, because that's basically where it is now. If I hit someone, that's even a 3-star base right now, it's like, wow.
You're wiping them. You're zeroing them. Yeah.
I am so sorry. I am going at you with 180,000 troops, and I am crushing your 1.4 million. Done. But that's, and that's crazy. Because it's a 3-star base. That's not like nothing. That's not like someone that's basically just hopped into the server as a level 26. Like that's insane. That there's no way that makes sense.
Nikki said, D hitting someone?
He apologized afterwards.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I would totally say sorry.
He would. And give you all his res, too, to rebuild.
Yeah, without question. Yeah, but even if I take all my troops out, there's still some people home. So be careful trying to hit me for res.
Edgar Q said, what's the end game?
Right. I feel like I'm already there. Like you're adding new pieces that really one player will probably take. And then when you have it all and nobody else has it, is it fun? Is it fun to just completely annihilate an entire state where no one else wants to play? Bullies that don't have anyone to pick on aren't really bullies. They're bored. That's just bottom line. You can't just like, oh, great. All right. Oh, yeah. Well, take all of the bunkers and the facilities because nobody cares. Absolutely nobody cares for the rewards that are in them at all, basically. And then, when I guess Res Raid comes up, hopefully we fight someone. So then the games now I play once every 2 weeks. I'd be okay with that. If they're asking me to go ahead and drop 46,000 plasma cores, what?
Mm-mm.
It took me in the PTR state from what I had left over. I had 3,200 plasma cores. I had a lot of research saved up, a lot of blank research speed ups, a lot of construction speed ups. Obviously, I had a lot of troop speed ups, and then it took me, I would say, 2 hours of straight tapping to just go ahead and complete the updates to the new research lab, getting to T11s, and then doing all the T11 research, which was basically like an entire talent tree, like 239 steps of talent tree for each infantry, rider, and hunter to go ahead and max them out. The reserves that I needed, so I had, at the time, I had basically about 5 billion wood, 5 billion food, about 2 billion metal, and 1 billion gas. All of that was gone before I was done with the research. So not only was it like cost prohibitive, it was just cost prohibitive in every single thing. If that research lab comes out as it was, it's going to be the death knell of this game. If that needs to come out, maybe, I don't know if it even needs to come out, to be quite honest with you. I just don't think, because there's such a huge divide between the 3 top players in 125 and players 4 through 1,000. The gap is tremendous, because they already can't beat 1, 2, and 3. They really can't.
Do you think it would be good if the cost was less? Like, how much it was way, way less? Do you still think it would be worth it, or it's still going to create too much of it?
We have less than 20 people in 125 that are 5 plasma, and then you're going to add on top of that. So the level of spend in our state, even in the fact that like some of us are just playing just to beat each other. So we've got that competitive thing going on where it's just like, I'm going to put money into this game until I beat you, and we've got that going on, and it's still only holding us on by a thread. It really is.
So, to put this in perspective, I just saw Jeremy 123's comment in there about it's a ton of plasma and it could be seen as a positive. So average plasma for anybody doing just daily intel is about 25 to 35 plasma. We take the average of that and say you get 30 per day if you're doing all of them. That is still over 51 months just to get 46,000 plasma.
Yeah, because
that is almost 4.5 years if you're not buying anything, or if you're not getting plasma through something else. And as we kind of talked last week, yes, they're giving plasma out as rewards in survival of the fittest, but you look at how you have to get that plasma, and it's spending plasma. So if you don't have plasma, how are you going to get the plasma cores as a reward? Because you can't get the points, because the other way to get points is to use speed ups. And if you're maxed out, there is no way to get that. You're just sitting there on dead points, no way to get extra plasma cores. So you are stuck doing daily intel. And like I just did the math, it's 51.111 months at 30 plasma per day.
I understand what Jeremy's saying too. He said, sure, he understands that, but spenders are instantly going to 5-star. I'm not only talking about free to play, and that we're only speaking of free to play. No, I am not a free to play.
You can talk that way, but who are the spenders going to play with if everybody who's not spending that money quits? You're going to have a state with 5 people who are going to play with each other.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. So it looks like right now the lifeline of the game of a state is roughly around 365 days. At 365 days, like that's roughly Sticky's, kind of number. And Sticky by himself right now, because all of he's doing is dailies and building troops. He is by himself. He is bigger than the number 4 alliance in his state. Everything else is consolidated to that point, which is crazy. So that means you've only got roughly 300 people playing, because that's 3 full alliances in a state that started off at roughly 1,000. So at day, we are in 125 at day 260 roughly. So in another 105 days, you know, if this comes out in, say, a month, so let's say in 90 days, you know, they want me to go ahead and add the amount of money that it would take to buy 46,000 plasma cores so I could sit on a throne of skulls, doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. You know, like that.
As a spender,
What's the value?
It just,
why would I do that? You know, like at that point, it's like, hey, you know, you come to an agreement in your own state. Like, why are we going to spend this money? Well, the game is actually pretty fun right now. You know, like.
Well, you have someone in your state that would spend it too, right? So that's the other problem. Yeah. If you have someone in your state that's willing to spend that crazy amount, they're just gonna run over everyone. What's the point in even playing, right? So the issue, Jeremy, isn't that it's just the spenders. From what Delete is saying, the spending to get 46,000 plasmas is so high that it's not worth the money. But if somebody is going to spend that amount, they are going to ruin the state unless somebody else is willing to spend that amount of money. That's the problem, right? So it's a combination of things. It's not just the spending, it's how much is being spent and how many people are willing to spend that amount, since it looks like it. And maybe I'm going to give a compliment here, so I'll do this here in a second, but it's the fact that the price is being set so high with these that there's not going to be that many spenders to do it. But what I will do is I'm going to maybe give the devs a compliment here, and it's a tentative one. This is exactly the way that a test should work. A test and a beta should work this way, right? Which is now they have two things that they're testing. They're testing the quality of the research, right? And how much T11s are going to run over troops, how much the research is going to run over the troops, right? And based on your experience, right, being able to run over plasma 3s with like 10 times as many troops as you have just because you have the research is not the balance that you need. So the first thing is, the caveat here is that they're not releasing it in this form, right? Let's hope that they're truly taking it as a test environment, as a beta, which is supposed to be getting feedback, adjusting it until it's at the right level. So the reaction right now is based on tests. We don't know what it's going to be like in the live, but hopefully they're doing this where now Delete is giving feedback. He's telling you right now, these things are way too powerful, right? You're paying a lot, which is there, but the effect itself is too high. So the first thing they need to do is pull back the effect to where it should be. And then the next thing is they set the price as 46,000 cores. What is the right price for it, right? And then they can work with people like Delete in order to bring down the price where it's like, okay, this makes sense because it is expensive, it's going to cost some money, but it's not overly expensive, and it gets you that balance, right? That's the way a test should work. So if this is the starting point, and that's the caveat, then I think the devs are doing this right with the test environment, where they're kind of going way overboard, and then they're going to prune it back based on your experience, right? And maybe have you test it again, reset it, and said, okay, now Delete. You tested it out with the last one. Here is our latest update. We pruned it back like 25%. See how it works. So Delete does everything again, right? Maybe it's still set to 46,000 plasma just for this sake because they're not worried about the cost yet. And now they prune back the effect. They do the testing and Delete's like, okay, this is much more manageable, where I go in with 100,000 troops against a plasma 3 and I'm 11 plasma 5 and I'm not winning that one. But if I can do a rally with like 400,000, then I'm wiping them out. That seems more balanced between where I am and a plasma 3. Then they can be like, okay, we have the stats balanced now. Now let's look at the cost of plasma and then adjust that, right? That should be the iterative approach that they need to take with this. If they're not doing that, then you're just going to have a problem. So yeah. I'm going to start off with a compliment that it's the right starting point. I just hope this isn't the end point as well for them, which is what it seemed like with the last test that they did, right? Where they gave you guys a test environment and they basically just rolled it out like a week after or something like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Don't do that with this.
The one thing I want to clarify too for Jeremy is that he said that we're either talking about spenders or free to play. No, this applies also to your dolphin spenders. I would never spend in a state dolphin amounts or even mid-range, let's say mid-range amounts like $200 a month. I wouldn't spend that into a for plasma cores that I'm still not going to reach. You know what I'm saying? That's just a waste of money. Like, I don't think your mid-range spenders are going to put that investment in when even a heavy spender has to spend exorbitant amounts to get that. There's no way a mid-range spender is going to put that money in, because I'm sorry, I don't care what you say. If it's 5 years for a free-to-play and then it's 2 years for a dolphin to get there, that's still 2 freaking years to get to that point. And I'm not going to put that much into a game. I'm going to lose interest by it. If we're already in 125, starting to kind of like, ugh, and we just hit a year or whatever,
we're at 260.
260
Yeah,
something.
100 days
I
left.
mean, oh my gosh, we could not do this for two more years. Like, I mean,
And if somebody buys their way to the maximum at that point, and you guys don't have one in your alliance, that's gonna accelerate you guys stopping. Because what's the point in even trying to compete at that point?
So, like,
We're
somebody
gonna
else
we're
said,
gonna go back to living in their bubbles.
Yeah, you said somebody.
Right.
If let's say one of our top players, we all know who he is, or one of the other ones decides to get that, and we don't have a spender like that in our alliance, we're gonna be like, all right, you guys have fun, peace out, we're done, we'll move to a new game.
We're playing for Res Raid.
I mean, we play for Res Raid. We'll join in. We'll have like a party every Res Raid Saturday or whatever, and that'll probably be it. We'll kind of play for maybe some fun events that might come up, but not going for anything
and hope
else.
that their top player doesn't obliterate our alliance that we can't even stop. Because it's like, if their top player just maxes out, even at a fully reinforced base, you won't win. At T11 Plasma, completely maxed out, you won't win. That's just insanity. And I guess, maybe you didn't have your plasma cannon on. Like, come on. And the thing that I think devs are missing is the fun part of this game isn't building your base. It's the strategy. It's the watching your march go up against another opponent and not knowing if you will win or lose. If one opponent is severely outmatched, you don't even need to send that march. So you're eliminating the chance and the need for someone to play. The whole point is to play, and you give someone a shot with strategy. This is a strategy war game, not a strategy spend game. The strategy was for me to go ahead and be like, okay, all right, I see where the end game is. I see where he is at. I've cut down where, like, how much he has spent because I've bided my time. And now we're at a point where it's like, okay, now we are all set. We got 3 players that are completely maxed. Research, whatever, like, everything's maxed. And it's fun again. It is fun again, because there are 2 players that played the right way and, like, played all the events, got all the skins, waited, and then we've got 1 player who spent all the money really fast and just didn't play the events, and now the players that invested the time and did it overtime are actually competing again. So the, like, light at the end of the tunnel, you actually got to the end of the tunnel. Now, if this opens up again and it's just like, all right, someone wants to drop $30,000 on top of this,
What?
What?
Sub 359?
No.
What's going on? That's what it'll be.
359.
Okay, now we have to delete the game. Okay, delete. Let's start.
So I want to clarify a couple things here. First off, sup Steel Soldier, thanks for joining.
What up, Steel?
125 got representing, of course. Killer Nicky's in there too. Also want to, you guys, Jeremy, thanks for the input, dude. You always have very good input, and we appreciate it. Not ganging up on you in any way. You had some very good insight on that, and we always appreciate everything you have to say. You're very on point with all of your thoughtful questions, because it gets us talking and considering different points of view. So please don't ever stop doing that.
Why is it breaking down?
What?
Delete was cutting it out.
No. Was good. We appreciate that. When you guys give us these playing devil's advocate, I love that. I like
back to Roboty.
Delete. We like to play that. We like to play the devil's advocate and see both sides of the coin, because it's just fun. So, what else is there in this?
Oh, Leo's a clam. Okay. Hi, Clam Leo. He typoed. He said he meant calm. He said when he wrote, I'm Clam.
I'm Clam.
I'm Clam.
Jam out with a clam.
And then,
out.
of course, Nikki said, hi, Clam. I'm Nikki.
Okay, so...
Clam, are you a spy? Make sure you tell Nikki you're a spy.
Oh my gosh,
she will
Nikki.
love you forever.
Clam's pretty sus right now.
I know. Clam is pretty sus.
If we made Nikki a mod in this stream, she'd be like
She'd just
just
kicking
deleting
everyone.
people out, banning them for life.
Yep.
Banned, you're a spy. That's it.
I love it. Nikki and me have been fighting a lot lately, and it's great. I love getting riled up with Nikki. I
love
do.
riling
I love
Nikki up.
riling her up. I
do
love
too.
riling Nikki up.
I do too. It's the
I'm like
most
chatting
fun.
with her with a giant. I chat with her and with a giant smile on my face. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, she's about to lose.
I think
it.
we need to play Among Us after this. Let's go to RSG Discord after stream and play Among Us with Nikki. Can you imagine how fun it would be to play that with Nikki, with her accusing everybody of being a
Oh my
suspect?
God.
Oh, it would
I
love
love
it.
it so
So
much.
Apex
We love you.
is saying something interesting. So Apex said this discussion makes me scared for 359. So as McVenom has said before, 359 is kind of a unique situation. I think the impact of this on 359 is actually not going to be that great. Well, primarily for us. I'll say
For
primarily
us,
for
it
us.
won't be, because we're
Yeah.
in our own
So-
little bubbled world. We don't care.
Yeah, so our state is actually pretty neat in that we kind of have like those stratified layers that we've been discussing. A lot of states don't have that, and that's why you're seeing the issue with the older states, where it really is just those at the top and those that are just kind of continuing now because they've already invested whatever time and or money already in there. So they're just playing now for the sake of playing. 359 is actually set up pretty nicely in that we have the top level, like eight to 10 alliances that are truly competing. They have kind of their one or more spenders, because really all you need is one for the stats in order to compete for a lot of this stuff. But they have their one or more big spenders that are in the plasma ones or higher already. Then you have that next tier that are at like the 30s or the 29s at their maxes, and they're able to compete. And then you have the lower level ones. And we have rules set up where it kind of balances everything out. So every kind of stratified group is able to kind of coexist based on everyone following the rules, which I didn't realize was an abnormality within SOS. So 359 is actually in a pretty good state right now, moving forward with all of these. Now we're, again, as I mentioned before, we're discussing changes right now that are affecting old states, but newer states will never have really experienced that difference, right? We'll always have that new, I'm assuming, by the way, we're always going to have this new plasma lab. We're never going to have the earlier one and then have it switched on us. So if we only had that original plasma lab, that's what everyone is going to be planning around. Our state is going to grow different a little bit too, right? The problem with the older states, they had the quicker growth with the better plasma rate, right? With the less coils and all that. Now it's expanded. So if you spent early, you have a big advantage over spending late. And that's never a good thing. On the same thing, you have a bigger advantage by spending early versus late because they've changed the value of your dollar pretty much. So for 359, it is actually in a fairly good state for everyone, and our alliance not being at the top end, we're kind of like we're in the upper end since we're in the top 20, right? But we're still kind of mid-range in that we don't have a plasma yet. We just got our 30. Nero decided to boost all the way to 30, so we have a 30 now. But but I mean, we're just at that point, so we're kind of in that like upper tier but lower end of that upper tier. So we're not going to compete for capital. We may compete for a bunker, but we're not going to compete for a facility. Like, that is our place, and our place is pretty set, and
It's
everyone
easy.
is coexisting. Yeah. So 359 is in a good position unless Nikki decides that she's just going to go and kick everyone because they're all sus, and we end up with like 5 people left, and then we'll just have too much fun.
Finn, Nightmare said yeah, but 359 isn't the same as 125 is. If you're not in the top, you're a button pusher, not participating. I disagree 100% because there's always, we're going for bunkers. We just got into reservoir raid. Where trap is.
But that's not what he's.
What does he mean?
That's not what he's referring to.
He's
He's right, because when we do rallies on different bunkers and stuff, we need T9s. We unfortunately have to remove those that have T8s and T7s. So we have 22s and 24s. So he's not wrong. We still have people, unfortunately, relegated to button pushers at the lower. That is, unfortunately, one of the states of the game. That's why I was saying, like, they need to make it so, and I'm going to go back, it's the idea that Clash of Clans had, which is basically you automatically get as part of your alliance, like you can get a 2-level boost on your troops. So if you're T7, you join a rally, they automatically become T9 just for that rally for specific things. And that allows the lower level people to still compete, because your Nightmare is 100% correct.
I get what you're saying.
We still have people that are button pushers within the alliance, and that is never a good state. Luckily, I think our alliance is like friendly enough, and we do so many different things that we're always trying to get everyone involved, right? Which is nice. But if we're competing for like the highest level stuff, we know exactly what's going to happen. Like we're going to say T9, and we've done this before when we've had people on. T9s join first, then T8s, and unfortunately we have T7s there, and it's push the help button, and that needs to change. And that's why I'm saying like they need to add some kind of boost just for like particular rallies at bunkers or at Capitol or whatever it is, where you get that a little additional boost. Doesn't have to be for PvP. In PvP, it is what it is. Your troops are your troops. You don't get any boost.
But like in events, like alliance
in events, in that gray area, right? Like I said, that gray area is a great place to give that boost where you can research, and your troops get a bonus. If you're joining a rally, that rally setter defines what the maximum is, and everyone joining gets like a +1 or a +2 boost to their troop level based on whatever research you guys have completed. It can be a new alliance tech, because I think you guys have probably maxed out alliance tech and you're doing that sustainability one just over and over again. So it's just a simple one to add, and that'll give everyone that is within 2 troop levels of whoever is setting an opportunity to join. Because the other bad part about that too, we're looking at it from the perspective of those that are just pushing buttons, right? Which sucks, right? That's not something we want to do. There's also the perspective of those that are at the upper end. Like our alliance, we only have like we have a little more now, but I'd still say probably about 10 to 12 people that have T9 troops right now, right? Those 10 to 12 people are racking up hospital. Like straight up, our hospitals are getting filled because we have nobody else to sub in for those troops. So now that we're doing more events, like I am running through my healing stuff. If we're really competing, like I'm trying to do the small batch healing, but first off, we don't have that many people on. So it's like 30-minute increments. It's not even like an hour or 2 hours. So it's like 30-minute. That takes forever because it's like 500 to 600 troops at a time. And I have a hospital with 100,000 filled.
So you need to take a day and teach 359 some finger exercises so they're better at pushing the button.
The problem is we're good with pushing the button. It's just online to push it. Getting people online. Mako, you can always pop on over to 359 and be our button pusher, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You're good at it. I know you are.
So they need to.
You don't have to heal troops if you leave them in a facility for 2 weeks.
But it doesn't matter, Delete. That T1 is ending in your hospital. That T1 that you sent is somehow ending in the hospital.
All right, guys, we got to get to a couple questions. Question from, let's see, Buzzsaw. How do we know what's going on with the hero gear with this new interface? We actually talked about that already. Let's see. Nightmare asks, question, is Kang a good character to level and gear up? I've seen tons of people say that he is. I think Jeremy, everybody said that she's going to be a really good rally leader.
Rally joiner.
Yeah. Or is it rally joiner for first spot? For first spot.
Your captain for a rally joiner. She'd be really strong because her skill, and that comes back to the strategy part of it, where her skill looks like it could just like decimate, somebody else. If we knew how skills actually work in a rally.
Yeah.
So, and how it's selected, but it looks like she could do some damage, and bringing purple back into the gold fold.
But there's a lot of different dependencies on that, right? So the other part is now all the joiners let's just suppose all the joiners are using Kang as one of the leaders, right? She's now potentially going to be your top 4 heroes in the rally, right? Does that make it worse than if you had like a Sarge or Ava, even though the ability might be better on Kang, like the rest of the stats, do they match up? Because she is a rider hero versus a hunter hero, right? And the hunter heroes are kind of big. So these are all things where it's like, okay, well, I do like her ability. She looks like she's going to have a lot of promise, But again, there's a lot of things that unfortunately we can't test without sacrificing our position in trap. And that's always a gamble. And that's why like a true test environment where we can literally just, I mean, even if it's every 2 days, but truly do tests in trap would be really cool. Because I'm sure Mako and I have a similar mindset in this, was literally I would have a spreadsheet with different testing where we'd have like the same people joining in and just adjusting 1 or 2 different variables and seeing what the results are on the damage and doing the comparison in order to figure out how to best optimize every single time. Yeah. But we just don't have that.
Unfortunately, trap is just so, their rewards are just so needed by everybody that it's hard to control it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've taken myself completely out of trap because I don't need the rewards. And I noticed that when I joined, I was taking up a valuable spot and I was bumping somebody else down, which sucks because, you know, like logging in for trap, you know, and being like, oh, you know, kicking people out and doing, it was an activity I've done for 200, and I stopped doing trap probably around day 230 roughly. So about 25 days ago, maybe even a little bit longer than that, because I noticed I was just hurting my alliance by taking, you know, even if I was in the 16th spot, you know, people need those hero gear parts to boost up, because that's, you know, that's a large reason why I got there. Always being at traps, and, you know, of course spending was a part of it, but like doing the parts of the game where you don't discount what you get, getting your plague zones in, doing things that you know, that playing the game actively rewarded me for a lot of the things I have in my account. So I've stopped doing traps, and it sucks. You know, it would be great if trap was a place that I could actually test battle mechanics, but how trap works for battle mechanics isn't exactly the same as any other battle mechanic at all. You know, even like a plague zone, like a level 30 plague zone, I'll suffer at a completely maxed out account. If I solo everything myself, I'll have 167 troops hurt, basically, you know, running all 6 marches just to speed through it, you know, soloing bosses, which is all possible. And it's just like, all right, so plague zones don't even act like anything else, because if I do level 5 infected rallies, I don't have that much damage, you know, I don't take that many wounded. So it's just like there's no consistency to really test anywhere. And even like the PTR state, you know, in the test state, people join alliances, they log in, and then they chat. And I'm like, yo, I just maxed out. Does anyone want to get hit? You know, I'll hit someone with, you know, like ideally I'd be like, I want to hit someone with 100% riders, 100% infantry, and 100% hunters, just to kind of like draw some statistical analysis on like what's coming, what actually works. And everyone's just like, nah, I'm good, or not really playing, or just an alliance just to kind of be one of the cool people that join the PTR and actually aren't testing anything. You know, and it's just like, okay, let's do a capital. You know, it happens like 6 hours after the PTR opens up, and everyone's just like, yeah, not really on, not really doing it, not really running rallies. And it's just like, dude, you were invited to this thing to actually test the game and figure it out. You got a sandbox where you have a limited amount of hours to heal all your troops too. So even if you get completely wiped out, you know, like you can get them all right back. So it's just disappointing. I've actually stopped playing my PTR account. Like I'll see someone's reconning me, I won't even log in. You know, I was like, I saw how much it was, I saw what was going on. You know, the alliance wasn't really that I'm in wasn't really that active. Not much going on, you know, like state chat was kind of dead. So it was just like, all right, well, this sucks. But, yeah, so moving on, you know, and that's unfortunate because it's an actual chance to actually go through and do things to actually progress the game. And it just didn't really happen, which is unfortunate.
Okay, let's see, what question were we at? Restoration. Question to devs, why are you not changing SVS? Give winner of prep stage some home advantage instead. That's another suggestion I think that a lot of people have made in that little feedback group that we have with the devs. That's, you know, an ongoing issue about SVS. You know, there should not be an advantage to losing prep stage. I mean, that's just simple logistics right there. There shouldn't be an incentive to not do your best in anything if you're trying to make money, or if you're trying to do this game. It just doesn't make any sense. Also, put a damn mist up or something around. Come on. We've said it over and over again.
People probably feel like if you're going to lose prep stage and then the losing stage doesn't really have an advantage, then why would the losing stage try at all? Like, if you made it like you win prep stage and it happens at your home, and losing stage kind of goes through, and they're like, they've got to do it at the winner stage, and they're like, well, we lost prep. You know, like, why are we even going to port over there? You know, because we're just going to lose that too. You know, what's the point? You know, which is kind of sad. I don't think anyone would actually do that, but maybe you would if you're just like, well, we're going to get crushed anyway. You know?
Well, prep stage is so much different, right? So prep stage is so much different than the warfare stage. Like, literally, and we saw this in our first SVS with 359, where 359 as a whole state came together for prep, right? We were just able to do it. But if you have like one or two really, really strong alliances, you can win the warfare stage, right? So it's two different things that are being, I don't necessarily think like a person's thoughts on the warfare stage are going to matter with the prep stage, because they're just two completely, like, prep is really a entire state focused. Warfare is based on your top alliances fighting against each other, right? So I don't necessarily think that they're going to impact each other, but I agree there needs to be a benefit to winning prep stage. Otherwise, prep stage should just be its own, like, survival of the fittest, just buying more time. Like, it's just weird.
Besides the healing that you really don't feel. You really don't feel like the buff on the healing at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I wish they would wait the prep stage. Like, it's 6 individual stages. You can win all 6 of them and lose the battle stage and still lose SVS. Like, how does that work? You won 6 out of the 7 stages. How did you lose?
Yep. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's something that they're asking. I think, I know that it was said that was something that they're looking at. I can't give you guys more information than that due to, you know, confidentiality, and I know that they are looking at those things. I can't say whether they're actively working on them, but I know that they are acknowledged that that's an issue that we have asked for, and that they are looking at it and researching it. Let's put it that way. As far as the other question that we got to that was, Nightmare asked, how's the merge talks going? That is another thing that they say they are actively researching. They're going to supposedly put out some surveys soon to talk about this. They are, the last word that we got was that they are actively researching it, and that they are looking at other games and how they're doing it and how they're working with the balance. That's what they're most concerned about, is the balance of not wanting to kill the game off and not wanting to create more of a huge gap than there already is right now, which, to me, after you release an update like this, making the gap bigger intentionally,
doesn't really line up.
Yeah, but I don't know that they realize. Maybe they don't realize this is making this gap so much bigger. They think these are small changes, but they are big changes that actually affect us in a bigger ways than they maybe think. I'm hoping that's what it is, and maybe they'll listen to our feedback on this, like Finn said. Maybe they'll pull back on that a little bit, and especially with the. What are you laughing about?
Did you read what Nightmare just wrote in chat?
I just meant merge talks in 359 to get some active players in our alliance. Oh my gosh. I thought you were talking about state merge, dude. Like, no, serious stuff.
The state merge is the real stuff.
The merge talks in 359. I had a dude like talking about wanting to merge with us, and then they merged with a bigger alliance, and I was like, fine. I don't want you anyway. It's whatever. But he's actually really nice. But whatever. No,
that's fine. We're in Reservoir Raid.
We are in Res Raid. We don't care. I know that Nero's not happy with our place. He wants to go higher and higher, but we're actually pretty fine with that. And I'm gonna keep recruiting people like Mako and Daedric and stuff to come in, and eventually we'll have a full team of we'll have a full squad of SOS legends in this little RSG that we're just gonna plug along, and it'll be awesome.
Hey, we're at 17 now, and we've just gone at our own pace. We started at 25 or something in the beginning.
Nobody's spending. Like, there's 3 people that might be spending dolphin amounts, really. Not more than that, really. So doing pretty darn good. And we're having really fun time at it and not worrying. There's no pressure at all. So Mako, just think about it.
One more Plasma Lab update and I might do it.
I'm not saying you can still play in 125. Have fun and join the reservoir raid when I'm joining, but that's about it. So yeah, that was the last question. I don't know. Let me refresh that to make sure there was no more, but I think that was it. Was there anything we missed on this update?
Apex predator. I'm a bit fat for a dolphin, maybe a porpoise. I would go with the sea otter. Let's go with sea otter.
Jeremy said, Mako, get to 359. He's been there for 2 days and he needs to learn the ways of the free-to-play Jedi.
Talk to Finn. He knows 359 better than I could.
I think you two in the same alliance, we would be like, oh my gosh, what?
That would be, oh my god.
Darth Sidious and Darth Maul.
You're like Stephen Hawking meets Einstein.
It would be like, yeah.
The minds, obviously, not the bodies,
Yes.
just the minds.
The mind, yeah, the bodies would be kind of creepy at this point.
I get the wheelchair.
Yeah.
I get the hair. I'm good with that. No, so I was saying I'm getting ready to in SVS. I'm getting ready to like drop all of my speed ups and everything to see how close I can get to HQ 30. I'm gonna make a push. So I'm gonna be passing. I'm gonna be passing delete here if he's not careful. I'm just throwing that out there.
Join.
Don't say that.
The Plasma.
Don't say that. Don't.
I know what that does. I know what that does to old delete there, Mr. Wonderful Big Head.
Nero's already passed you. Nero's already passed you.
That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
You don't threaten him, and you don't.
It's not going to matter. He's still just going to have a whole army of T1s. It's not going to matter any. He'll have the best statted T1s in the state.
Where's my... Do you take Ace hardware cards here? Don't make me break that out. That's $10.
I feel like Ace Hardware would have a good deal on plasma cores.
Nero, so I calculated it out. Let me see if I can find it, but I think I have a total of 19 and a half days of speed ups for construction.
All right, guys.
So I'll be able to.
Thrawn there. Let me get my Thrawn off.
Don't forget code number 2, by the way, while I talk.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get my Thrawn off the screen. That's my screensaver.
So
Thrawn.
I have 19 and a half days of speed ups. So I'm going to do the 15% construction boost with the 10% that we should be getting from the governor during SVS, plus my 20% from the construction boost. So I'm going to run through as many as I can to get my HQ up to 29, then bring my hero precinct up, my barracks up, which I think is the building that I need, and then trying to get to 30. I think I might just be able to get to 30 with all of those boosts, so we'll see. If I can start 30, I will be happy, and then I'll just continue to plug away with research.
So, Nero, I'll talk Finn. Shh, don't tell delete. And Froggy IP, what's up? Apex Predator. We had a lot of new people in here. Restoration.
Yeah, I am definitely using the governor buff. I'm using that. I am typing everything.
Yeah. All right, guys. Speaking of buff, I don't know how this plays into code, but we have a second code for you guys. If you were here earlier, I'll go ahead and post the other code if you weren't here. Our first code was Buzzsaw. So you guys that were not in this chat earlier, I have to take them down so that people don't share them in Discord, and then you guys don't get any at all. So Buzzsaw was the first code, and here is the second code, is Reality Skewed Gamers. So the third code is not Restoration. First code is Buzzsaw. Second code is Reality Skewed Gamers. I think those are good for 1,000 biocaps each with, I think, some speed ups in there. So definitely get those if you guys are watching. I appreciate all of you that hung out in the chat this whole time. You guys are just awesome. We love you. We always have really good discussions. You guys bring up good questions and good convo, and that's really what this is about. What were we gonna say, delete?
I just really wanted to say that you guys are cool. You guys are really cool.
Is this your way of
That's so
trying
cool.
to like get your way back into 359?
Yes.
No.
Nero's getting ready to like drop you and burn you. And just...
I'll get you, Nero. I'll get you like
Nikki
I got
almost
Dare
kicked
Bear.
you for those T1s in traffic.
I know.
Hey,
She's
Nikki.
so angry.
Deletes the
It was
spy.
so much fun. It was so much fun listening and just like reading half the message, you know, and just like people in 125 do. I'm sorry. You need to repeat that 16,000 times.
That's my
We've only been
favorite.
doing this forever.
Is when she calls out a number like 20K troops, and you're like, 25? Did you say 25K? I got
30?
25K.
You said 30?
Or you send 20K
Yeah.
and 500.
Yeah.
Flips her
Are you,
out.
are you
Okay,
talking?
it's a
Are you
60K,
talking
it's
20K of each troop? 20K of each troop?
Yeah, is that what you mean?
Okay.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
sure to call
20.
them punchy, shooty, and stabby. That she loves.
Nikki-
So 20 Karen troops.
Got it.
Oh,
Got
okay.
it. Yeah. Nikki
Got
was sending. She was calling out how many troops to send. Everybody send out this amount, and everybody sent out exactly that amount except for Nero. Nero sent more. She was like, "Oh my gosh!" I could see her in my mind going "Arr!" like that. She was so mad. Okay, that's it. We're gonna get her into Among Us, and we're gonna just mess with her.
Oh,
It'll be fun.
I love it so much.
All right, guys. If you're still here, type 20K with a question mark in the chat, and then we are going to close it out, and we're going to head over to the RSG after party VC, and we might play some. Shut your mouth. We might play some.
60K. Everyone is 60K. Just always send 60K.
Yeah, right. Yay!
I sent
All these
69K.
people: Edgar Q, Still Soldier, Munchie, Nightmare, Nero, Letty. Thank you guys. It was awesome. We had a great time. So we're gonna head over to the RSG after stream VC. There's a State of Survival one. We'll meet you guys in there. What are you drinking?
Make sure, by the way, to
Yes.
give us a thumbs up if you guys did enjoy hanging out with the stream. Let other people know about the stream so they can come back and watch it on replay, because we did go through the update in detail, so they can come
And
and
the
watch it
Hero
on
Precinct Academy. That's very
Yep.
important information that we just went through. So, what did you
Yeah.
get?
And what do all the like YouTube kids say? Hey, click like and subscribe.
Hit that
That's
bell
all I hear on
notification.
YouTube Kids. Yeah. Oh my God. This is straight tequila. This is Don Julio 1942.
Oh my gosh.
This is absolutely amazing tequila. Even if you don't like tequila.
I
It's-
love tequila.
Oh,
My favorite
This is-
alcohol.
I got thrown out of too
This
many
is the
bars
cat's
with
meow.
tequila.
yeah.
So
That's probably
I tend
like
not to do it.
Cuervo. Probably like Cuervo, like Nightmare Fuel. That is like, oof.
So
Everyone's
Delete's
just
probably going to
putting
be drinking
20K
some
in.
tequila in the after party there if you guys want to join and listen to that.
Like you're saying, the stream made me angry.
Of course.
Sorry,
it did.
Nikki. Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Nikki. So if you aren't into the RSG channel, if you're not in the RSG Discord, please look in the description of the video. There's going to be an RSG Discord, or Finn's going to put it in there. Come
I
join
think
us.
it works. I think the bot works.
Good.
Let me double
Come
check.
join us in there.
I think it
If did it work? Yeah, it did. So
No, that's the link to the Tiltify. It should come up in a second, I think.
okay, so join us in there afterwards. Thank you guys for joining. Again,
There
hit
it
the
is.
like and the subscribe button, and we will chat at you later. So until then, until next Friday, happy hunting.
Thanks for joining us on the bumper.
Okay, bye.